have to see something. It's incredible.
Okay, pumpkins, I don't got all day. Let's get a move on.
We set out to make this movie over 4 years ago.
Better late than never, right?
We have a mission to bring new stories and new characters into the world.
Well, come on! Let's go, 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 go!
I've always personally loved ducks.
Oh, you want details? Okay.
What a great way to tell a very human story by putting it inside this relationship between these family of ducks.
Hello!
So I come from 2D animation and graphic novels, so I was really not used to do 3D. I never did that ever.
What?
The first thing I was like, wow, it's so cool to work with Benjamin. Second thing in my head was like, wow, but he don't know the 3D, how we will mix these two worlds.
Working with Guylo, yeah, I mean, it's been great, really great.
Directly, we had like a big working crush. We had the same motivation to do something different.
He knew how to see my storyboards and say, okay, I'm going to make that like the most grandiose sequence that you've ever seen for. It's going great. Like, it's a perfect marriage.
Thank goodness.
The visual expression of this film is as much a part of the storytelling as the dialogue is.
It was the first time I was really creating a whole world from scratch.
We really tried to find a unique style for the look of the movie.
Voilà, donc c'est une nouveauté avec des nouveaux personnages, un style un petit peu plus différent, caractéristique.
Illumination draws on the immense talent within France.
Well, we have a large team of artists. I mean, it takes a lot of people to make these movies.
Une quinzaine de départements pour fabriquer le film, que ce soit les personnages, les décors, mais ensuite le layout.
So there's so many people, I couldn't even give the number of people.
From the art,
Character designers,
to layout, to animation,
set design,
to CFX, VFX, FX, lighting, compositing.
and color artists.
And that's it.
Right from the beginning, you look at the script and you break down all the different locations, all the characters. You discuss what they want, what their vision is for the movie.
Whoa!
Ouais, le début de la collaboration, ça commence même avant vraiment c'est des tests d'animation en fait pour définir les personnages, quoi. Vraiment chercher un petit peu.
When you work in 2D, you have basically a blank piece of paper and you just take your pen and you start drawing stuff.
A lot of the design cues come from his little thumbnail sketches.
We can follow the storyboards, but we can deviate from it and try new ideas. So this is a very collaborative process.
We're enjoying it.
Our main role is to work on the staging of sequences to determine what a shot will look like. The characters are very simple, the sets are very simple. It's the first draft of the movie.
You go from those weird layouts where the characters are just like stiff characters that are like, Pam, I love you, and the character is just like, oh, thank you, I love you too.
I beg your pardon?
And you don't see any emotion in that, and then you go to animation.
Good!
This is Mac with his friendly face.
Oh, I get it.
A lot of controls, as you can see. The wings, the head, his face, the beak and cheeks, the eyes, upper lids, lower lids.
That's good.
For example, if I take the jaw here, so I can open it and close. When he's talking, you can see the movement of the jaw opening and closing. So this is everything that happens during his shot. So that can take a lot of time, a lot of work.
Ain't that right, guys?
Oh, for sure.
This is the final animation. You still have this plastic look here, but all about the movement is final.
The lighting is really important to help the storytelling. We have three kinds of lights. We have natural lights, which are the sun, the sky, the moon. Practical lights, which are the lights we have in the set. And then we have some dramatic lights, bring some strong lights on characters.
You shouldn't have gotten out of your beds.
And we just combine everything with animation, because it's the last step.
All the colors and lights and magic is there.
And when you see the final rendering, which is like just really amazing, I have no idea how they do it.
Woohoo! Yeah! Look at me!
Every time I see it, it gives me chills. There are qualities that give this film an entirely new look and feel. The making of this movie itself has been a great adventure.
Mom! Kids!
Mac's journey in this movie is really one of realization that, yeah, the world can be scary, but it also can be wonderful.
Well, what are you waiting for? Lead the way.
Let's fly.
on, everyone, prepare for takeoff so we can get out of here.
He's a little bit of a anti-hero. He's not like this friendly character. He's like, yeah, I want to go on a journey. He's more like, I don't want to go, please.
I'm not that brave.
Kumail, who plays Mac,
Beautifully embodies this character who is equal part love, fear, neuroses.
Wait. I think there's a slight misunderstanding here.
We had to find a way to make him funny.
The water is glowing! Take some glowing water! You get glowing water, and you get glowing water! And
Kumail was just hilarious about that, like just coming up with funny lines about not going out.
we can't go, but you guys go. Have a great time.
there's real genuine humor in his delivery.
This is the kind of thing we'll remember for years to come. We'll look back and laugh. Ah!
I've seen some of his stand-up shows, and he acts like Mac. He's acting like the duck. He doesn't really like to go out.
Bet you didn't see that coming.
I don't really know Kumail, but as far as defining Mac as a character, I would presume that he has some similar characteristics.
Okay, nice meeting you all. Bye-bye.
My guess is he's probably gone through a lot of the things that Mac has gone through.
I need you to do what I say. Do you understand?
Kumail has been like the nicest guy, like coming in and having those great ad-libs, just coming up with new ways of expressing, you know, like his skepticism to go on a journey.
Do you know what can happen on a trip that long?
He has such an idiosyncratic way of delivery.
Nah, leave him alone. They probably just stopped to poop in our pond.
But because of the range of the material he gives us,
Watch out! Bye-bye. I pushed it.
there's a real challenge in sifting through and getting the best stuff.
We are going to show them that when danger strikes, you do not run from it. You take a stand.
It was just great working with him.
He is a voice that I could listen to endlessly.
Well, better get used to it.
In a few hours, we'll reach the coast. Then a little hop over the ocean, and we'll finally get to my homeland.
Delroy. One of the funniest characters to work with.
Get out your talents.
He's been in a cage for a long time, and he misses his family
Do I know the way to Jamaica?
and dreams of returning to his homeland.
And don't stop until you see that mist dancing atop the beautiful blue mountains.
We've been seeing a lot of movies with parrots. It was really hard, again, like to find a design that felt fresh and new. We tried this design of, it's almost like those Chinese dragon, you know, it's almost like a flying snake in the sky.
I can go here, or I can go here.
Delroy brings so much heart.
That wild duck is on a journey of the soul, and I say we follow him.
Exuberant.
Well, come on! Let's go, 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 go!
Combined with comedy.
Whatever you're expecting over there, it's going to be even better.
Keegan-Michael Key plays Delroy.
TikTok, 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 TikTok!
I told him I'm looking for Indiana Jones played by Freddie Mercury. He said like, noted.
What? You knew the danger? You did it anyway!
What's really amazing with Keegan-Michael Key is the energy.
His voice is incredibly powerful.
I can do anything! Woohoo!
In the movie, there's a lot of action, so all the characters have to yell a lot, and Keegan, you can never like make him tired. Like he's always having full energy.
I mean, I can't imagine he lives his life like that.
Rebellion!
I don't know what he's eating for breakfast.
Like, he is so happy all the time.
Free as a bird!
He's got so much energy.
Might do a couple of take dats. Hold on, just like a take dat, take dat, take dat.
It really is perfect for the character.
Fly to the big green statue, fly due south for 3 miles, then due east for 1 mile, due west for 10 miles, then your southwest for 1 mile, south-southeast for 2 miles, and south-southwest for the rest of the way.
I've never cut a better voice performer, ever.
We're almost there, everyone! I can't feel it!
You have such great empathy for him, but you also feel just the thrill and exhilaration of this character as he breaks free for the first time in years.
I'm back!
It's nothing. Just stick close to me, and everything will be all right.
Chump is one of the most original characters that we've seen.
I'm okay. I'm still okay.
Chump was really this sort of like strong-willed character, like very different from the rest of the pigeon.
I'm the leader of this group of hard-working birds you just called vermin.
And she's the only one aware of what's happening, and all the other pigeons are still like, oh, food.
Ain't that right, guys?
Oh, for sure.
You know, like she's been spending too much time in this jungle, and she became like a little bit this craving. Yeah.
What? Did you just call me?
Sorry!
I like also that she's sort of like, give me respect.
You gotta come to our territory.
Like this sort of Joe Pesci, Martin Scorsese movie.
You gotta steal our food.
You owe me respect.
And then you insult us?
Awkwafina's vocal performance is striking,
You ducks make me sick, you know that?
multifaceted,
Sometimes I get sensitive is all.
and hysterically funny.
Okay, pumpkins, I don't got all day. Let's get a move on.
Awkwafina, she's coming in, she's perfect. I don't have to do anything.
She was so intrinsically humorous that lines that were there just to get us to another place, she'd deliver in such a way that really made it so entertaining.
Don't worry about it. I'm gonna pop back in. Yeah.
Well, Awkwafina, she's just first in and she just acts.
That's great. All right, let's do it.
She was really, really great and generous, you know, like coming up with ideas.
A lot of her stuff has been ad-libbed.
You got two more for that? Or that? Okay, good.
A lot of the material that you see in the Delroy scene
Left his home to make it in the big city, but the chef got him first.
was added by Awkwafina on the spot
What? Why I order? Totally, yeah.
and was so funny in of itself,
Break! Hit the brakes! I'm calling my lawyer!
so we had to include it.
Come on, blow it out. Wow.
With Awkwafina, it's hard not to use everything. We'd make her scenes probably a little too long.
Working with Awkwafina's voice is just a delight.
Bye-bye, you country pumpkins. I love you.
Uncle Dan, what are you doing here?
I don't know. I must have drifted from my nest again.
My favorite character would be Uncle Dan.
Who is endlessly funny in this movie.
Thank you.
He's old
Give me a little push.
and grumpy
Okay.
and kind of ugly
Hey!
in a cute grandfather's way.
Anyone? I don't like heights.
He's always like, it's very fun to animate that.
Oh, yeah, it's me!
Danny DeVito is hands down one of the best voice actors working today.
It's Uncle Dan! Wow!
Danny DeVito doesn't deliver a line that's not funny.
Oh, way down there. It's the only sandwich we got. Going to go down there? You first.
What's great about Danny is that you have no control over him.
Look at the tiny beaks.
He's just sing the lines and you just have fun. And he just goes with ad libs and they're all so great.
We're not gonna make it, are we?
Uncle Dan!
What was interesting was, as we were going through it, I thought, is he performing?
You can tell me. I don't mind. I'm a big boy. I'm a big duck.
You know, like you just sit and just laugh all the time.
How come they have such tiny beaks? We have big beaks. They got tiny beaks. No offense, but they are tiny beaks.
You know, where you're just tired of laughing because you laugh so much.
Happy. Yeah. Healthy. Yeah. And totally alone. Yeah.
And once we started putting the material in, it was just impossible to see Uncle Dan another way.
No way.
Really impressive, you know, to meet the guy. He's been, you know, my hero when I was a kid, like just loving his movies.
Okay, thank you so much. Take care of yourselves.
And just seeing him and being so nice and friendly and, you know, like, it was just great, like, yeah.
Uncle Dan.
Yeah!
It's not good manners to make fun of somebody's beak.
Hello, little ducks.
Mac and Pam and the family come face to face with this heron.
You know, like this odd couple living together.
Harry!
Strange, odd,
Mallards!
helpful character that's giving them a dry spot for the night.
So tell me, what's a nice little family of mallards doing down here? Oh, cold and wet.
I really wanted to play with that, thinking that you were in a little horror movie, but play with the comedy of that.
In a rush? Are you?
From one moment to the next, you're not sure if you should run in the opposite direction or if it's just an odd grandmotherly type welcoming you in and being quite gracious.
You're not bothering at all.
Carol Kane's really scary.
I beg your pardon?
I mean, I'm sure she's not scary in person, but she's really scary as Erin.
But maybe herons are not good enough for you?
The first person to do the temp voice was Benjamin.
Chardonnay.
And he sounded really, really good, and I didn't think we'd be able to top that.
Mallards?
Or when Carol came in, there was no other way to see Erin.
I just heard her voice and I was like, okay, that has to be her. She's so perfect.
Good. Let me get your bed ready.
But the first time she did it, she absolutely nailed it.
You're welcome, sweethearts.
She came in, she just did her line and everything was perfect.
I told you not to be so off-putting.
And she's actually speaking French fluently.
Oui, c'est la même en français.
Which was great surprise when she came in.
Ah bon?
Yeah, just a pleasure working with her. I just hope we're going to change some scenes with her just so we can record her again one more time, just to spend some time with her because she's just a magnificent actress.
Oh, thank you.
What just happened?
I don't know, but you're in trouble.
Dax, Mac's son, is on his own journey to really be taken seriously as a young man.
Dax! Are you crazy? You can't just take off like that.
His father has coddled him and treats him like a little kid.
You have to see this!
Whoa, 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 hey. Dax, let's keep the adventure where I can see you.
Casper Jennings voices the role of Dax.
I'm Dax. Welcome to Moosehead Pond.
He brings with it a perfect balance of these boyish qualities.
This is awesome!
Combined with this yearning to be accepted as this evolving adolescent.
Just because you're scared of everything in the world doesn't mean I have to be.
In the sun, you have the puzzlement of growing up.
Dax! Dax, you're here! Dax kept saying your name while I was sleeping.
But Gwen is too young to have picked up any of the worries and the neuroses. She's just what she is.
He made me do it. What? And he talked to a girl.
I think children are weird. Being myself a weird kid, I guess. It's funny because Gwen, at first, everyone was trying to make her cute, being like always cute and nice and everything.
Oh, please, Uncle Dad.
No, like kids are not cute. They're saying weird things, they say what they think.
We spend winter here to avoid psycho killers like York. Sorry.
Sometimes they're being mean.
Welcome to Nya.
Sometimes they're being nice.
You need a hug.
It's much more complex and it's really funny, and I think with Gwen, we really achieved to get to this comedy of this weird kid.
Okay.
And also her relationship with her brother, which I relate to a lot.
Dad, he's hitting me! He's hitting me!
Gwen is played by Tresi Gazal. She's my daughter. We needed a scratch voice. And with kids, it's kind of really hard to get the material consistent.
I ain't sure ducks have talents, though.
With her, because she was just there, we could just keep recording her.
What happened to the other duckling? Was she squished too?
We were able to record her every few days and get the performance better and better and better and better.
Someone's watching! Someone's watching! There!
And she's fantastic at it. Maybe I'm a bit biased.
But it's too much pressure!
It seems to have worked out so far. She is happy. She loves it. She's very chuffed to be in the movie. Yeah.
It's just a perfectly adorable voice in a perfectly adorable character.
Can you let go now?
Do you feel better?
No.
Then it hasn't kicked in yet. Tail feather torsion!
Check!
Wing deployment!
Check!
Heads in bake-off mode!
Take-off mode.
Take-off mode!
Check!
They pay me a lot of money for enthusiastic checks.
Hi, guys. Good morning.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Bonjour.
Yeah, grumpy old duck. I remember this guy.
All right, I'm ready.
Hi there, I'm Pam.
I'm from the... I couldn't do it.
I'll just move a little bit to your left. You're a little bit off mic.
Oh, shoot.
I'm hoping you've got recordings of the lines you were happy with last time.
Whoa! Huh? Wow!
Beba who? Beba what? Beba what? See? There's nothing to worry about.
Oh, that's all you need? All you needed was the noise on 5. Okay.
we share the sandwich? 50-50.
80-20.
67-33.
70-30.
67-33.
8, 9, 60.
68-32.
Deal.
All right, you got a deal.
Uncle Dan, cut the sandwich.
Come on, Mac, live a little.
Oh, what? Get away. Mwah. Mwah.
Before the next guy gets here, come in here with a bottle of disinfectant and clean this whole place up. Reload! What does it look like? What do you see when you see a pond? I see a big toilet in the woods.
I beg your pardon.
Okay. What's wrong with you? PG, you can't do that. Let's not do that. Okay, let's not go.
Okay.
You trapped me for years.
Now you're trying to eat me friends? Enough! This is the Bird Rebellion!
Get ready to be blown away!
TikTok! Ooh!
No one is sticking anything down anyone's throat! Jump!
Yeah! Polly don't want no cracker! Who eat the cracker? I'm sorry, the cracker! I have the crackers!
Should we keep going or?
Okay. Hashtag adventure. Okay. Hold on, let's see.
I didn't think I'd ever say this, but, Grab you crazy ducks! Get the f out of here!
I know you can't say that.
That's right, don't offend anyone.
Come on, you know my humor by now.
You can't use that.
No, what are you thinking?
Come on, it's nothing. Just stick close to me and everything will be all right!
Yeah!
Having a nice time?
What are you doing? Come on, we gotta go.
Bye!
What is that?
My name's John Powell. I was the main duck wrangler.
I think there's a slight misunderstanding here.
No, I was the composer.
Really, Mac? You didn't know that?
I love the fact that it's an incredibly comedic film that's got this huge scope to it. And this was a very different ballgame for Benjamin. So I think one of the things I had to bring to the table was I wanted Benjamin to know he was in good hands.
Yes.
So that was the main thing.
Woohoo! Come on, try it, Dad.
I'm trying to pick jobs that way. It's like, will I be useful? If I'm useful, I'll do it.
Now get out there and have some fun!
There's some subtle differences about how animated films are made. They're being made much more slowly than the live action. So they tend not to edit as much. So you're on slightly firmer ground as to what scenes go where.
Okay, everyone, enough fooling around.
But this was, I'd say, you know, almost 100% complete when we went to scoring. And that's a joy, because now you can really see what's going on. In animation, there's still this response that we have to the fact that this is art. This is moving art.
Whoa!
I did not approach the journey based on place. That was very important to everyone.
Here we are together. We're on an adventure.
All the music is very much from the ducks' perspective. They don't know they live in New England. They don't know they visit New York. They don't know they visit Miami. They don't know that they end up in Jamaica. To them, these are just places of fascination and interest, and our assumptions about what those places sound like, it was very important not to bring that. So when you arrive in New York, it's not the history of New York that we know as humans. It's an incredibly exotic place that is mad, and it has craziness going on at street level, and it's got magnificence going on at flying level. And Jamaica is not the cliched Jamaica. It's an idea. And the most important thing is, as long as you're with your family, then that's the perfect place for you. Well, one of the great things about working with orchestras in film is that you tend to get a group of people who have been in every orchestra and are really at the top of their game. So you've got some of the greatest players on earth all sitting in the room, who are sight reading, by the way, the music for the first time that day. So it's quite impressive to see.
Okay, follow my lead.
If I'm going to ask these incredible musicians to play some of my music, I'm going to make sure it's interesting enough for them to keep awake. Benjamin, and I made a language together that was going to be right for the film, and he wanted the best that he could get. So it was my responsibility to make sure he got it.
Look at that. They must be migrating.
Hello everyone, I'm Benjamin Renner, the director of Migration.
Okay, this is pretty cool.
We are in Paris, in the Illumination studios. That's where I work and that's where I do my drawings and everything. I'm about to show you how to draw some of the characters from our movie right now. So, we're gonna start by drawing Mac.
This is the kind of thing we'll remember for years to come.
Mac is a very nervous character, always like very tense and scared by everything that's happening to him in the movie. So I'm going to draw him with this sort of attitude of like being not really reassured and very nervous.
That is not your mother.
So I'm going to start by drawing the bill. He has a very flat bill, like the platypus, just to make him look funny.
Really?
I'm going to start with that. With a very flat, with the two little nostrils here. And then I'm going to start drawing the eyes. And he has like big wide eyes because he's very scared. Two big balls like that and very round so that we can show that he's very, very nervous and scared.
You hurt someone?
What?
You feel pain?
I'm fine.
What's your name? How many feathers am I holding up?
Hey!
And I start doing those little, you know, like things around his eyes to show that he's nervous. And his eyebrows are really thick, just so we can show him like being very nervous like that. And then you can start drawing the shape of the skull around him, and he has those sort of like little feathers coming out of his cheeks. And on the top of his head, some feathers are just like being a little bit rebellious.
Oh, lovely.
And then you can draw the neck and the rest of the body. And he's a sort of like squarish character, because he's so stubborn and everything, we tend to draw him with like this sort of like very squarish silhouette. Just so you know, like male mallard, they have these little black feathers on their tail. And here we can draw his little wing. And then his feet, like that, and they have like those webbed feet. And you know, he's a bit nervous, so he has those sort of like little sweat here. And of course, you know, those mallards, they have this sort of like little white finger at their neck. And there we go, we have our Mac.
Okay, nice meeting you all. Bye-bye.
So now we're about to draw Delroy.
I'm so happy to see you.
So Delroy is the most exuberant character in the movie. He's very, very happy all the time.
Whatever you're expecting over there, it's going to be even better.
He was living in a cage.
And now I'm not. In and now not.
So he's going to take a lot of the space on the screen because he's always flying and jumping everywhere.
Well, come on. Let's go, 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 go.
So I'm going to draw him first by doing the bill. The bill is a bit peculiar for him. It's not like the flat bill for the ducks or, you know, like the pointy bill for the pigeon. It's going to be this sort of like weird little shaped. It's pointy here. And it has a big, big smile, like that. And I'm going to add here, like the little shadow, so we can see that his mouth is open. You can even add a little tongue here. And now we are going to draw the eyes. Here, so it's going to be like those two little sort of like weird peanuts that you draw here, like next to each other. And he's so happy that he's not looking straight. We can see that he's already very happy. We are going to add the eyebrows like that. And here we go with the rest. He has those little hairs behind his head. And now we're going to draw the rest of the body. And he's very long, he's like a flying snake. So we're going to draw his torso. And again, we're going to just draw those little things to show that he's pumping his chest like that.
I will be honored to take it in myself.
And now we can draw the rest of the back of his neck, like this. And now that I have the top of the head, and I need to draw the wings because he has his wings completely spread out. So I'm going to draw those huge wings like this, and each feathers one by one, like that. And at the end, you know, you don't have to draw everything, so you can just finish with those sort of little curves like that. It's easier. And you can also like do something here to make it more beautiful. So that's one wing. We're going to do the other. Exactly the same. We just draw a beautiful curve. You go back to have a feather, and you just draw the other feathers, and you turn into this sort of like little thingy here, and the same for the other wing. And now we're going to draw the rest of the body, and because he's very dynamic, I'm going to make him like not a straight line, I'm going to do a sort of S, just like that, with the rest of his tail, you know, like just flying around like this. And now we just have to draw the legs.
Get out your talents.
That are just this little S again. And that's it. We have Deroy the parrot.
Jamaica! I'm coming home!
So now we're going to draw Chump.
What? Did you just call me?
Chump.
Say it again.
Chump?
Yeah, Chump. Yeah, that's my name. What?
Right, Chump is a very strong-willed pigeon. She's always grumpy and everything. She lives in New York.
And I'm the leader of this group of hard-working birds you just called vermin.
Chump is a very small pigeon. I always see her like she's Tweety the bird, but that's gone wrong. Like she has this big head and little body. The first thing we're going to start is this little bump that pigeons have on the top of the bill. They have a little white thing. So I'm going to start with that, like just a little round. And just underneath the bill, that is, compared to the duck, it's much more pointy. So I just draw this sort of like two little lines like that just to show the bill. And now we're going to draw the eyes. So it's going to be just this round, big round circle here with the thing at the center because she's looking at you right now.
Ain't that right, guys?
And the other eyes is more like, you know, like she's being suspicious. So we're going to draw it like just a line like this so we can see that she's looking at you because, you know, pigeons, they're always looking at you like that. And then she's really unhappy, so we draw this sort of like big frown on her face so she can look really, really angry. And now we are going to just draw the rest of the head, and she has a huge, huge skull because she's very smart in the movie, and you know, like she knows to speak. The other pigeon doesn't know to do that, but her, she knows. So we are going to draw this sort of like very big head, a little bit like the, you know, like the Martians, like we used to draw them in the 50s and everything. She has this huge, huge skull. We have the head, so we can just draw the rest of the body. We're going to start by the little scarf around her neck, which is made of little feathers like that. She's always acting like this, you know, like she's limping.
No, I'm okay.
Because she's missing a foot. So we just draw the neck like this little curve here. And then the last thing we need to do are the wings that are very long and scruffy and dangling on the floor. And to complete it with a little feet that we can see out of the wing and the little missing feet that she has here.
Let me some feather.
And there we go. We have our Chump.
I'm the Chump.
So now I'm about to draw Gwen.
We're going to Jamaica!
Gwen is this little duckling. She's very small and fluffy and everything, so she's just like this little ball of cuteness.
We need a hug.
So again, I'm going to start drawing the bill first, and then the eyes, and then the rest of the body. She has a very tiny little bill. So it's just going to be sort of like little droplets like this. And that's it, we have the bill. And then I'm going to start drawing the eyes around it, and she has big round eyes as well, with a little dot in the middle. You can draw the eyebrows, of course, if you want to make her happy, but here we're just going to make her like, she's happy with a little smile.
You said it with your eyes.
And then her little cheeks, like this, around the head. So it's two little cheeks on both sides of the head, and you can just draw the rest of the skull like that. And if you notice, she has this little feather at the back, like she has a little ponytail. Here, there's two little feathers that are just like dangling behind her head. And of course, little freckles on the top of her cheeks. So you have the head of Gwen at the moment, so now we're going to draw the rest of the body. And actually the rest of the body is much smaller than the head, so it's sort of like a little ball that you just add underneath. But you should not forget to add a little tail here, and then a little wing. And there we go, we have a little body, and the rest that we have to do is just the feet.
I ain't sure ducks have talons though.
So 2 little webbed feet on the ground. And that's it. Here we have Gwen.
Yeah!
And now for a bedtime story.
Come on, let's have a look.
Books are so much fun, especially when you can make them come to life. In this easy-to-follow step-by-step, we're going to show you how to make your very own pop-up book.
Yeah!
There are many ways to add movement to a book, but we're going to show you 5 easy ones that you can use today. So let's get going.
Let's go, 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 go!
First, you need a story. For ours, we're going to use the story from the movie that Mac tells Dax and Gwen about why they should never leave the pond. But you can use any story you like. Maybe even make up your very own story. And if you want to include some migration characters in your story, you can watch our How to Draw videos.
Let's fly.
Let's gather our materials. You can find all of these at your local arts and crafts store. You're going to need some cardstock, a glue stick, a pencil to draw your story, a marker to add some detail, some scissors, a scalpel or craft knife, paints, colored paper, and a responsible adult.
Whoa, 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 hey, Dax, let's keep the adventure where I can see you.
The first pop-up we're going to show you is called the pull tab, or slider. This allows you to slide characters or other things across the page, like a person walking or ducks swimming across a pond. First, draw, color, and cut out your characters. They should be small enough to move back and forth across the page. Then, get a piece of cardstock, fold it in half lengthwise, and then fold it back and forth several times so it opens easily. This will be a page in your book. Using the paints, add a scene to the top half of the page for your characters to hang out in. Once the paint has dried, mark the furthest points left and right where you want your characters to go across the page. Have a responsible adult help cut out a thin strip between those 2 points with the craft knife. Next, cut some paper strips, one that's as long as the page and about 1 inch wide for the slider, and 2 smaller ones, about 2 inches long and ½ an inch wide to wrap around and secure the first strip to the page. And finally, one about 1.5 inches long to attach your characters. Glue one end of the shortest strip to the back of your characters and fold it into an L shape. Then put the long end through the slot in the paper with the characters in front. With the characters pushed to one end of the slot, glue the end sticking through the page to the slider, making sure you can move the characters across the whole length of the slot. Fold the longer strips of paper around the slider loosely enough so that it can still move. Glue the ends of the strips together. Then glue them to the back of the page on either side of the slot. Top tip: be careful you don't stick the slider to anything, or it won't move. Cut a notch in the page to make it easier to hold the slider. Trim the slider and draw an arrow to show readers how to move your characters. And there you have it. Your story has motion.
You're a genius.
Am I?
Next, we're going to make what's known as a parallel fold. This will help you create a really cool 3D effect, where your characters or other objects stand out from the background, like 2 little ducklings flying up into the sky. Start by firmly folding another piece of cardstock to create a page. Then, on the top half of the page, create your scene. If you don't want to just draw it, you can use colored paper to decorate your scene by cutting a piece that's the same size and adding detail with paints, markers, and additional colored paper. Here's another top tip. Make sure you allow enough time for it to dry before you glue it down. This will help keep the page flat. Now, draw and cut out your characters or the thing you want to stand out from the background. We've also included some treetops to put in front to show how high the ducklings are flying. If you want your characters to appear above something in the front, cut out 2 short strips of paper. Cut 2 slits of the same length into the paper, about 1 inch or 2 in length. This will be where you attach the front piece. Fold the paper up between the slits and give it a good hard crease. Open the paper and pop the new folded section inside to make a pop-up. To add pop-ups for the characters, carefully cut 2 smaller slits into the fold on the decorated side of the paper. Give them a good hard crease and pop them inside like you did with the first fold. Glue the paper strips to the smaller pop-ups. Then glue your characters to the strips and glue your front piece to the larger fold in front. And now you have a scene in 3D. Cool, right?
You rock!
Yeah! Next up, we have my personal favorite, the angled fold. This is a great way to show something like a mouth opening, or like ours, a scary heron's beak. Like before, you want to start by folding your paper really well, but this time, keep the fold going up and down. Now, draw your character across the center, leaving room for its mouth or beak, centered in the crease. Carefully cut the mouth or beak shape along the crease and fold it up at an angle. Pop the beak or mouth inside the fold. See how it moves when you open the page? Decorate your page by filling in the character and the background. You can use a spare sheet of paper to carefully fill in both sides of the opening. Then, glue a sheet of construction paper to the top half of the back of your decorated page, being careful not to glue the beak or mouth down. We use red to show the inside of the mouth and make it look a little scary. Then, give it a good fold and glue the other half down. Trim off any excess around the edges. Top tip: you can use this trick for any other page where you want to fill in the holes left by folds. And voila! A scary heron's beak, ready to eat a little duckling.
Maybe I'll eat you.
Nothing brings a character to life like some animated eye action. So let's do that next. Fold your paper and draw your scene. Make sure your character's eyes are big enough to cut out. Then, carefully cut them out with a craft knife, with the help of a responsible adult. Then, cut some paper strips. One that's as long as the page and about 1 inch wide. Make sure it's wide enough to draw the pupils of your character's eyes on it. This piece will also be the pull tab, or slider. You'll need 2 smaller ones about 2 inches long to wrap around the slider and secure it to the page, and 2 even smaller ones about 1.5 inches long to use as stoppers. Fold the longer strips of paper around the slider loosely enough so that it can still slide, and glue the ends of these strips together. Glue one of the stopper strips in between the 2 loops. Then, glue the loops to the back of the paper on either side of the holes you've just cut for the eyes. Make sure the tab fully covers the holes, and be careful not to stick the slider to anything. With the slider pulled tightly against the stopper, draw the eyes for your characters in their first position. Move the slider so the eyes appear in their second position. Then, carefully flip the page over, holding everything in place, and glue the second stopper down. Now when you pull the slider, the eyes should move from side to side perfectly. Trim the end of the slider and cut a notch in the paper to make it easier to grab the end of the slider. Finally, draw an arrow to show readers how to move your character's eyes and create a cool lifelike effect. Okay, here's a really simple one that can be used to hide something on the page or be opened to reveal a secret message. How's it going? First, draw and cut out your characters or object. Make sure to decorate both sides of any parts you want to move, like the duckling's wings. For our story, we're using the scene where the daddy duck finds the little ducklings after their run-in with a heron. But yours could be a treasure chest, a wardrobe, or even a book. Anything you want to open. Then, carefully glue down any parts that don't need to move and fold the flaps or wings over. The drawings can be bigger than the page, but make sure when they're folded that they fit within the edges of the page and don't stick out. These can then be opened to reveal what's inside. Okay, now we've shown you some cool fun ways to make pop-ups. You can apply them to your own story, and once you've completed all your pages, you'll need to put them together to make them into a book. To begin, apply glue to the back of the first page. Make sure you get close to the edges, but don't glue down any important parts, like beaks or sliders. Next, attach the front of the second page, aligning the corners together. Press everything together tightly for a good hold. Continue like this with the rest of your pages, always gluing the front of one page to the back of the other and keeping all moving parts free of glue. When all your pages are in place, glue a piece of construction paper to the front page. Again, aligning up the corners, this will be the book's cover. Fold the cover along the back edge, not too tightly, but not too loose either. Add glue to the back of the last page. Then attach the back cover and trim off any excess paper. And finally, decorate the cover of your book with this title and a cool picture. And there we have it. And the only thing left to do is to sit back and read your pop-up storybook.
And now for a bedtime story.
Once upon a time, there was a beautiful pond. It was paradise. Everyone was happy there. Well, not everyone. Two ducklings were eager to discover what lay beyond their cozy little pond, so they decided to go for it. Straight into the arms of predators. They were surrounded, trapped, but the ducklings were not afraid. The tiny heroes attacked the predator and they died. The end.
Wait a second here. Your father got the story wrong. The parents arrived just in time and saved them.
No. The parents arrived, but it was too late.
What really happened was the heron saw that they were lost, so she offered to help them. The end.
Ducks have an advanced language, a musical way of talking to each other. Every quack is a beautiful tone. Every honk, a symphony. Well, maybe not beautiful, but certainly unique. If you've ever dreamed of chatting with your local birds, here are 3 different tools you can create to do just that, starting with the Mac Quack. Here's what you'll need: plastic straws, safety scissors, a crafting blade, a ruler, string, colorful paper, and a deep breath. Set your straw on a flat surface. At one end, make diagonal cuts so that you create a pointed tip. Using a ruler, flatten that end of your straw. Make sure it's really flat and creased. To try it out before the next part, carefully put the pointed end in your mouth and blow. Try cutting the straw or extending it to see how that changes the sound. This is a fine duck call on its own, but to make it a little more fun, let's make a duck bill you can wear with it. Lay your paper flat with the longer side at the bottom. Fold it in half so the 2 shorter sides meet. Fold one edge back so the edge meets the crease. Then unfold that fold. Fold up the bottom corners to meet the middle crease, creating triangle shapes. Then fold this side up to meet the first crease. Flip your paper over and fold that side in half the same way. Now flip it back and unfold your fold. Fold up the bottom corners to the middle crease, creating 2 triangle shapes again. Fold this in half with the triangles facing each other. Your paper should look like this. Fold the 2 pointed edges together until they meet and make sure the crease is nice and crisp. Then unfold. On the bottom edge, the side that's longer, use your safety scissors to create a small cut up the seam about 1/2 inch long. Starting at the top of the cut you just made, create a fold that goes to the far pointed corner on one side. This should look like a really long, thin triangle. Repeat with the other side, then flip it over and repeat with these 2 sides as well. Now, at the center of your cut point, open your paper and pull the tabs apart until the 2 longer sides naturally bend together. This is your bill.
Better get used to it.
With an adult's help, poke a hole in the center for your straw to fit through. Next, cut 2 12-inch pieces of string. Poke a hole through both corners of the bill and pull your string through. Tie a few knots at the end to hold them in place. Then, have an adult help tie the strings around the back of your head to keep the bill in place. Now you're ready to converse with us ducks. The second way to call different birds is the heron honk.
Hello, little ducks.
You'll need a 16-ounce plastic bottle, clean and dry. colorful paper, markers, safety scissors, a crafting blade, thick tape, a deflated rubber balloon, confetti, or glitter.
In a rush? Are you?
With an adult's help, cut your bottle in half at the base of the neck. Flip the top you cut off and put it inside the bottle. Cut off the end of the bottle where the top of the bottle ends inside. Your inner bottle should now stick out the other end a little bit. Secure the other ends together with thick tape around the edge. Now, you can fill the inside of the bottle with decorations. Decorate a piece of paper and wrap it around the inside with the image facing out. Or fill it with confetti and glitter. Once your collar is decorated, take out your deflated balloon. Cut the end off so you have a wider opening. Stretch the balloon over the open end of the bottle, making sure it's tight across the top. Your bottle might bend a little bit. That's okay. Wrap thick tape around the seam of the balloon, securing it to the bottle. In the middle of the bottle, just below the tape seam, have an adult help you poke a small hole about the width of a pen or pencil. Place your mouth over the hole and blow. It should give you a loud honk. And hey, if you chose to decorate with confetti, you'll notice a fun surprise that I'm sure your local heroine is gonna love.
I'm kidding. Or am I?
This storyboard call is a bit more advanced. It's called the Chump Chirp.
Come here, pumpkin.
Grab the following: construction paper, PVC pipe that's 1/2 inch wide by 4 inches long, a bottle cork, glue, a ruler, a crafting blade, safety scissors, tape, markers, paint brushes and paint, and a deep ref.
Yeah.
About 1/2 inch in on one side of your pipe, have an adult help you cut a small circular hole. On the opposite end but same side of your pipe, cut a small rectangle. On the long side of your cork, cut off the top curve so it has one flat side. Insert the cork into the end of the pipe with the rectangle cut out, making sure the flat side is facing up toward the rectangle. The edge of your cork should reach the edge of your rectangle, but not block it entirely. At the other end, cover with thick tape so the tube is no longer open. Now, decorate. You can make a fun pattern using markers or paint on a piece of paper. Then glue it around the outside of your chirp. To test it out, blow through the side of the pipe with the cork. Control the chirp by plugging and releasing the circular hole at the other end with your finger. Now that you have the tools to help you talk to the local birds, go give them a try.
Hello, hi, big hellos.
But be careful, you might gather a flock.
Let's go! Come on!
Now that Gwen and Dax have their first migration under wing, they're ready for their own nests. Here are some things every nest needs. To be dark enough for sleep, where no scary things can get inside. Where they have privacy to eat, and you know.
What's happening?
We have a number 2 situation.
Oh.
Okay, here's what you need to make a nest like Gwen's. Or Dax. You can find most of this stuff around your yard or at your local general store. A bunch of sticks from your yard or neighborhood, at least 2 feet long. The wider the better. A towel, large rocks, about the size of your hand, elastic bands or rope. 3 yards of cotton fabric, a lot of leaves and soft branches.
Is this one good, Dad?
Perfect. Keep looking for more.
Hot glue, acrylic paint and brushes, safety scissors, natural hay. Or, if you're a no-frills duck like Dax, you can make a shelter that's a bit less involved.
Hello.
Welcome to the pond.
For that, you'll need a large bucket or tub, heavy rocks, a towel, and hay. Let's dive in. First, find a shaded space in your yard where you can build your nest. Collect long sticks from around your yard or neighborhood. Make sure to only take things that are found on the ground. Do not break branches off the trees. From your collected stick pile, locate the following types of sticks. Your longest and thickest stick, 2 sticks with a Y shape at the top, about the same height. You can break off the end if you need to shorten one. Fit the 2 Y ends together and press the opposite ends into the ground a little bit. The Y part should look like Dax and Kim when they're holding hands. Balance the thinner end of your longest stick on the Y sticks and let the other end touch the ground. This should now look like a triangle. Where the long stick meets the ground, set a few rocks at the base to hold it in place. The sticks at both sides should meet at the top. Bind them with an elastic band. Add a stick on either side on the ground. This is your bottom edge. We'll come back to this. Next, lay your fabric flat on the ground and decorate it by painting on designs like leaves or flowers. For Gwen's nest, we're going to decorate it to look like Jamaica, bright and colorful. While you have the paint out, grab your large rocks and paint a few of them with pictures. For Gwen, we're going to paint places she visited on her first migration. Now, back to the nest. When the fabric is dry, hang it over the middle stick with your decorations facing inward. This is coming together. Now, trim off any extra fabric. Lay those ground sticks on top of either end of the fabric to keep it in place. The sticks on both sides should meet at the top. Bind them with an elastic band. Do this all the way down the side of your nest. To make it dark, start laying on tree foliage, like this.
Remember to pick the fresh leaves.
Okay, Dad! Start at the bottom and work your way higher up, overlapping as you go. At the top, you can straddle the branches over both sides. Then, start piling leaves on top until the entire nest is covered. Next, add a few extra branches on the outside to keep the leaves from blowing away. Most importantly, we need a bed. First, lay down the towel. Then, pile some hay on top. This is a nice, comfy, dry place to sleep. After that, line your rocks around the outside edge of your structure. Place your painted rocks at the entrance. Ta-da! Isn't this the coolest, most magical nest you've ever seen? If you decided to make a Dax nest, don't forget to decorate it.
You really want those things?
Yes! 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 Whoa, these are the best nests ever. Gwen and Dax are going to love them.
Bet you didn't see that coming.
I knew there was some adventure left in you.
Happy nesting.
Wait!
Every nest should have a drinking fountain nearby. Luckily, you don't need too many supplies to make one. Here they are. An empty half-gallon milk or juice carton, isopropyl alcohol, hot glue, fresh water, safety scissors, a ruler, some rope, colorful sisal rope, small sticks or twigs. They can be crafting or from your yard, acrylic paint and brushes.
Wow!
First, have an adult help you clean your carton with isopropyl alcohol. Rinse well with water, then let it completely dry. Paint the outside of your carton with acrylic paint and let this dry. From the bottom, measure up 3 inches on one side of the carton and cut across this line. Then, cut a square hole 3 inches by 3 inches on this same side. It should create a square hole. Cut another hole of the same size on the opposite side of your carton. You should then be able to see through your carton. Paint some fun decorations on the side. We went with fish. Now, take your crafting stick and make sure that it's the same width as your carton. Wrap it in different colors of sisal and secure the ends with hot glue. Careful, it's hot. Then use hot glue to attach the sticks to the bottom of your window. These sticks are helpful for any smaller birds that might want to sip. You can hang this from a tree by adding a handle. In the top part of the carton, on the sides where it bends inward, poke 2 holes on opposite sides. Then cut a rope to be at least 12 inches long. Run the ends of the rope through each hole and tie a knot. Lastly, fill the carton with water. Make sure to change the water and clean the carton every few days. Hang this in a tree or set this just outside your nest on the ground for easy duck access.
Oh, wow. Oh, I really want to see that.